All right, more on the fate of Mr. Cuomo. Joining us now, the great Charlie Hurt, Fox News contributor, Washington Times opinionator. Charlie, just in short, how long can Andrew Cuomo hold on, you reckon?
I don't know, but as you know, in politics, shamelessness is a great ally, and it looks like, at least so far, that's sort of gotten him along as far as he's gotten. But this is pretty astonishing if you stop and think about it. You have the Attorney General of New York coming out and saying that they interviewed 179 witnesses, collected 75,000 pieces of evidence, and determined that he broke state and federal laws in his illegal pursuit of women in his employment. That's a pretty astonishing accusation, and yet she's not going to press charges. What is it with these people? This is like the Hillary Clinton deal.
Yeah, Letitia James not present. That's a very interesting point. I'm told, Charlie, look, I'm from New York, sort of. I don't follow this as close as I should have, but it's up to the legislature to form an impeachment trial. That's basically, I think, the next step, because Letitia James is not filing charges, either criminal charges or civil charges or what. Does that make sense to you, impeachment?
Yeah, and there's a good argument for where that that should be the way to go about this, just because it sort of prevents political pursuits of against political enemies. But the bottom line remains: if you are someone, a regular person in this country or in the state of New York doesn't get that deal from Letitia James or the FBI or anybody else, and we have a real problem with people thinking that there are two systems of justice. And I cannot think of a clearer example of that than this right here. And by the way, what is up with the New York governor's mansion? There's something like in the water there that brings out the worst in people. The last two elected governors in New York have gotten hung up in this stuff.
The last good governor we had, honestly, was George Pataki, who cut taxes and cut spending. Now, he served 3 terms. He kind of ran out of gas in the 3rd term. First 2 terms, he was really a pro-growth, positive reformer. Charlie, here, one last one. I can't help myself. Besides the Cuomo story, and if they go into impeachment, it'll be a circus and a show for God knows how many weeks and months. My pal Karl Rove, my sometimes pal Karl Rove, wrote a good one in the Wall Street Journal. I guess that's damned with faint praise, but he did. He's talking about the reconciliation bill, Charlie, not my favorite thing. Karl says, confiscatory taxes to fund cradle-to-grave welfare state, producing sclerotic growth and higher wages and inflation. These consequences should be made clear to the voters. And I want to ask you, if they are made clear to the voters, I just had Bill Haggerty on talking about this, how can the GOP not sweep everything in the midterms?
Oh, I think it's going to be very difficult, although, leave it to Republicans to completely whiff at an opportunity like this. But if they do stay focused on the Trump agenda, the pro-worker, pro-America agenda that believes in lower taxes, rewarding work, not punishing work, and supporting policies that ensure a thriving economy, and doing everything they can to block Democrats at every turn, they should do very well in the next election and in 2024. But I have to say, I just sitting back and watching Democrats right now. They are fighting with one another. You've got them sleeping on the front steps of the Capitol. You've got all the infighting. You've got AOC threatening to undermine the infrastructure bill if she doesn't get her $3.5 trillion other thing. The left-wing grab bag. All of this is great because you know what? It's 100% Democrats. They own the whole thing, lock, stock, and barrel. If they fail, they have no one to blame but themselves, and that's a great message Republicans can take to voters in 2022.
Charlie, it's a woke workers' paradise. A woke workers' paradise. But I agree with you, my friend. The GOP has got to keep slugging away, stop beating up on each other, no circular firing squads, just carry this message. confiscatory taxes, cradle-to-grave welfare, inflation, stagflation, bad immigrant. The GOP's got to fight for it. Thank you for coming on, Charlie. Much more to be revealed. We'll bring you back very soon. Appreciate it.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.